Hi guys, how you doing? So this video is a little chat between some of the ladies that did my 7-day food freedom workshop and their personal experiences. I wanted each one of them to focus on something that was unique to them, that was triggering them or causing them to be unhealthy, to emotionally eat, to binge eat, or maybe to not exercise. And I wanted the process to be so completely within them and that I didn't influence them in any way and that I just guided them through the process. And I like people to hear from the ladies themselves. So enjoy, and I hope you like what you hear and you can appreciate how brave these ladies have been and how much they've worked on themselves and how they've made some amazing changes in just 7 days. So we've got a little Zoom call going on tonight so that people can hear about the 7-day workshop that I've done recently. So all the ladies here have joined the 7-day workshop, and we worked through a process that I use to help people with emotional eating or any issues that they've found with their health and well-being. So let's go to Danny first. How did you find the 7 days?
A bit spooky, to be honest.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was really shocked at the outcome because I wasn't really expecting such drastic changes, but I've been really happy.
So
Yeah.
what changes did you get?
Well, I actually had changed from what I was doing it for, and what actually happened was slightly different. So I was
Yeah.
trying to do sort of to be more healthy, but I thought it was more sort of healthy eating. But really, I'm exercising much more now. So it's
Fabulous.
changed my whole outlook. I've been doing my dog walks. I've been doing my at least my 10,000 steps every day, which I wasn't doing before at all. And now I'm really going for it. So it's like my whole, like a switch turned on in my head.
So the whole idea between over the 7 days and between everyone is that it was unique to you, and that I was staying out of your minds as much as possible. And usually, when we just move problems and issues and automated programs and things that you're struggling with out of the way, then action is really easy to take then. So you might have had maybe a few issues that were stopping you from exercising, stopping you from taking that action. And then once we cleared them out of the way, it was easy then. So just moving to Lucy, how did you find the 7 days?
It was really good. I mean, for me, it was difficult because of the hours I worked. So I was catching up every day. So I was probably doing the workshops at around sort of 10 o'clock at night kind of
So
thing.
you were watching the replays?
Yeah. So I was doing it before I went to bed kind of thing. So hopefully it was, but I have found that I'm not eating as much rubbish. But I'm not having to do it consciously. I just don't crave it as much. So I think it did its thing.
That's good. That's really good.
Yeah.
So, Kerry, tell me, was there any challenges for you, or was it smooth sailing, or was it up and down emotionally, or?
Sometimes I cried.
It was emotional for you?
Yeah, opened a little door, but I found them a bit like an onion.
Yeah.
I kept peeling off my layers and finding another layer. It's like, oh, I didn't know that was there. Ooh. I've had happy times though. I've started singing in my car again.
This is great.
Yeah, I didn't do it for happiness. I did it for, again, weight loss, binge eating. You know, the great fan club, but
you gained some happiness at the same time.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's perfect, but it's getting there, and it's helped massively.
So this is what we're looking for. For me, I don't really want perfection. We just want progress, really. And
there's definitely progress.
Fabulous. So this is very good. So Jenny, tell me your life. How did you get on with the 7 days?
It was fantastic. I decided to ditch the eating side of it and to go with relationship, because that for me I knew would really be a challenge, because I wanted to put the person I live with totally to one side. I didn't want to be bothered by what was going on, because there's no point. But I've spent the last 4 years wasting energy and getting upset. So I thought I'm going to go for that. And if I can move that, anything can be moved.
And that was a huge trigger for you, wasn't it?
Oh, big time. Absolutely big time. So, and yeah, at the end of it, halfway through, I suddenly thought, oh, this has happened and I'm not bothered. And a week later, I thought, I haven't done that for 2 weeks. I haven't gone there. I haven't visited that trigger. It's not bothered me. It's brilliant. And I was feeling, as each day went on, I could feel like excitement in my stomach. And there was one little point afterwards where some thoughts came into my head and I was like, no, it's got to go. It's got to go. So I just used my trigger, which was just putting two of my fingers together, because I knew I would always have that. So wherever I am, it's always there. And I know the dog is great, but my dogs won't always be around me if I'm at work or in the car. So that was my trigger. And it was like, yep, gone. That's it. You know?
And another side effect for you as well is that you have been doing more exercise, haven't you?
I have. My eating is good. My exercise is good. So yeah.
It's never about the food and the exercise, really, is it? So Helen, how did you find the 7 days?
So interesting, just so interesting, because during the process I found it surprisingly emotional. I did all but one of the sessions live, and there were, I found the process while I was doing it very emotional and very tiring afterwards. I wasn't expecting to, but really exhausting afterwards.
Yeah.
And, no particular feelings of whether anything was changing during the process. However, honestly, I just really quite can't believe how I've been since it finished. I've heard people talking about this massive energy boost if they get their eating right and this focus. And I've always thought, well, I don't know what they're doing, but I've never had that. Honestly, I'm sleeping brilliantly. I really felt like I had to be very focused with my eating. And usually, I'm good for 2 or 3 days and then I find the whole process very challenging. But actually I've been really on it and I've really been positive about it. I haven't seen it as a as a drudge or anything like that, and I've just been so full of energy and so well rested, and I honestly can't believe what a difference.
Well, this is fantastic. So this is really good. So all of you are so unique, and normally when I'm working with people, I often give suggestions, and it's so easy for me to influence, what we do. But this way, I just thought if it was completely in your heads, then it would work even better. And I think it has. How was it for you, Belinda?
It's fantastic, Anna. I picked it up each evening. I was away that week on a road trip, so I did it every evening, and also just before I went to bed. I slept really well each night after doing it. I have to say that I started to notice small changes while I was away, and it was a holiday, so it wasn't as though I was on a business trip. But I noticed small changes. But the big change I really noticed was when I got back. I got some quite bad news about my job when I got back. And what should have turned into an eating frenzy is quite the opposite. In fact, since doing it, I've lost 5 kilograms, which I haven't been able to show for a time. I have to say, I didn't actually set out to do it on weight loss. It was more about self-esteem and feeling good enough and what have you. So I should have thrown a huge wobbly. I should feel like my world's come to an end, and I don't. I feel like it's just the start. So there's been a huge mental shift in terms of attitude, in terms of everything. And with that came, I feel like I've shed the kilos off, one after the other. I don't eat as much. I don't think about it as much. I have been really busy, so I haven't been able to get to a lot of things, including exercise. But the eating has just sorted itself out, it seems, miraculously, without much apparent effort, shall we say.
Well,
So
this is
that-
brilliant. It's so amazing because that's what I want to happen. I want it to be almost organic, you know what I mean? I want it to kind of happen without you thinking about it too much. As soon as we move the automated programs and the problems out of the way, then, as I said, it's easier to take action. Suzanne, how did you find the 7 days?
Absolutely fantastic. It was a revelation. It really was. I couldn't make any of the live chats. It was all catch up on the videos. Obviously, I've been working with you for quite a while now, Anna, and this time I chose to go for my frustrations and anger through work and life in general.
Yeah.
And after the first session, I was starting to calm down and feeling a little bit more human. And I think it was after the session on day 5, something just clicked, and I was so calm. If anything happened that would normally trigger me, I went through all the techniques, imagining myself making my cup of tea or stroking the cat, and I just calmed down immediately. Sleeping was fantastic. The dreams were a little bit strange at times, but I think quite a few people had those.
Yeah, quite a few people had the psychological detox, so they had the dreams happening, which I found amusing that so many of you actually had that actually.
Yeah, it was bizarre. Let's put it that way. But it's worked on different levels as well. It's not just my mood, my frame of mind. The red mist has gone completely. But I'm also finding that I'm eating better as well, and it wasn't something that particularly I was wanting. I do need to work on it, but it wasn't something that I wanted to work on at that time. I thought the anger and the mood was more important for me, but they just seem to have come together nicely.
Yeah, well, I spoke to a lot of you before we actually did the 7 days, and I really wanted to focus you all on what you wanted to work on, and it was completely your choice. But anger, people often eat out of anger, anxiety, stress, other people can trigger us. And even though we're going, oh, we'd like to eat better, we'd like to exercise more, usually the reason why we don't usually has absolutely nothing to do with the food or the exercise, really. So you can all answer this all at the same time if you like, but did you enjoy the 7 days?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good, that is good. So I just wanted to do this Zoom tonight just so that you could hear it from the ladies themselves as to how it worked with the 7 days. There's a very particular process that I use, and we work through that process to get rid of the issues that you're wanting to get rid of. And what I want it to do really is for it to affect your health, your well-being, your eating and your exercise. And from what we've heard tonight, it sounds like that's exactly what it did, which is fantastic. So I want to thank you all, ladies, for doing this for me tonight. And I'm sure I'll see you all again very soon. As you can see, all my ladies are very, very different and unique in themselves. And before I take anyone on for the 7-day Food Freedom Workshop, I like to speak to you first to find out what you're struggling with and to help guide you figure out what you need to work on in order to move it out of the way so that you can eat better, feel better, and enjoy your own skin. So if you feel like this is something that would help you, I want you to head over to foodfreedomclass.com and check it out. I'd love to have a chat with you, and I'm sure you could have the same changes as some of my ladies from the 7-day Food Freedom Workshop. I hope you're very well, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye for now.